Hello and welcome back to the Training Toolbox. In this clip, we'll be looking at what to do in the event of a burnover. A burnover is a situation where a pumper and crew are unable to remove themselves from the path of a fast-moving fire front and are forced to take refuge in the pumper. Although taking refuge in a vehicle offers a higher chance of survival than being caught out in the open, it remains a high-risk strategy which should only be used as a last resort. It is likely that serious injury or death may occur, so always remember, safety first. Whilst the best strategy is always prevention, if you do find yourself in a burnover situation, actions can be taken to minimise the risks. In some circumstances, you may only have seconds to prepare. Being familiar with this procedure and the steps that can be taken is of paramount importance. Remember, wildfire can move quickly, so time is of the essence. There are a number of safety precautions that need to be attended to prior to operational deployment in wildfire activities. For the officer in charge, this includes ensuring all personnel understand the application of LACEs, lookouts, awareness, communication, escape routes, and safety zones. All crew members are familiar with the appliance, equipment, and safety systems. All personnel have the appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, and are equipped for the operational activities that they will be involved in. There is sufficient water carried in the appliance's water tanks, and there is a communications plan in place and working. Once operational activities have commenced, the officer in charge must also maintain situational awareness by identifying the location and direction of fire travel, current and predicted weather conditions, local terrain, including roads and tracks in the area that may be used as escape routes and safety zones. And most importantly, they must ensure all crews are fully briefed. The driver of the pumper also plays a vital role by ensuring they avoid driving in dense smoke where visibility is reduced, avoid parking in areas that risk direct impact from the fire, avoid parking in areas that may prevent escape, park vehicles in the direction of an identified escape route with keys in the ignition, park behind a natural barrier or structure, park the vehicle in an area of low or no vegetation, avoid the fire front impacting on the side of the appliance. Whenever possible, ensure one crew member remains with the vehicle and never park under power lines or overhanging vegetation. If a possible burnover situation is identified, time is of the essence, and all crew members will need to work together to prepare for the event. The OIC will immediately assemble crew members at the pumper and alert them that a burnover is imminent. Initiate the burnover directive and transmit a priority message using red, red, red radio procedures, giving identification, location, situation, and any support required, including air support if available. Correctly sighting and preparing the pumper is an important component of being ready for a burnover situation. This is best done by extinguishing any fires around the pumper, wetting down the pumper and the surrounding area, removing all flammable objects and substances from the pumper, for example, the drip torch fuel, pump fuel, and fire extinguishers. Placing the first aid kit, drinking water, and protective blankets in the vehicle cabin. And remember, under no circumstances wet down any personnel, as this may cause steam burns as the fire front passes. Survival in a burnover situation is dependent upon a number of factors, including the degree of personal protective safety you employ and the precautions taken inside the cabin. Crew members should employ the following precautions. Wear full personal protective equipment, PPE, including breathing apparatus if available, and covering all exposed skin. Close all doors, windows, and vents. Ensure all air vents, doors, and windows are secured tightly. Turn beacons, headlights, high beam and hazard lights on. Where fitted, deploy cabin protective shields or curtains. This is done by simply undoing the Velcro straps, rolling down the curtain and securing the straps to the corresponding Velcro strips, ensuring there are no gaps. Crouch below the level of the windows onto the floor of the vehicle. If available, take cover under a personal protective blanket by following these 3 simple steps. Pull the red strap to open the pack. Lift out the blanket roll and grip the blanket end with both hands and throw or shake it open. And most importantly, stay in the cabin until the fire front passes. Even with all of the above safety precautions undertaken, personnel inside the pumper cabin should expect to experience some or all of the following conditions. Temperatures that can reach over 100 degrees Celsius. Smoke and sparks entering the vehicle. Plastic parts starting to melt and giving off toxic gases. Windows starting to crack. And exposed skin receiving radiant heat burns. If the vehicle does catch fire and a decision is taken to exit the vehicle before the fire has passed, the following precaution should be observed. Exit the vehicle from the side away from the greatest source of heat. Stay together. Get as low to the ground as possible and move away from the vehicle. And use a personal protective blanket as cover. After the fire front has passed, it is important to stay in the cabin until the temperature outside has decreased. Once the temperature has decreased, the following procedures should be attempted. Extinguish any fires on or around the appliance if possible. Check the condition of all personnel and commence first aid treatment if required. Where possible, establish radio contact with the Incident Control Centre, the ICC, or with any other personnel in the area, advising the condition of the crew and any medical requirements. Move away from the vehicle due to possible fuel tank explosion. And remember, do not attempt to restart or move the appliance. Rescue crews should also remember to always attempt to enter the site from previously burnt areas. However, if this is not possible, wait and only enter the area after the fire front has passed. The routine testing and maintenance of equipment is an important aspect of being sufficiently prepared to respond to operational situations. The radiant heat reflective curtains should be inspected on a quarterly basis or after use to ensure all zippers, straps and Velcro closures operate properly. The edge seams of the curtain are not fraying, breaking or tearing. The curtain and enclosures are free from abrasion, tears, holes and lumpiness. The mounting fasteners and hardware are secure and the curtain is clean of dirt, grease or grime. For maintenance purposes, the reflective side of the curtains may be wiped clean using a soft cloth and rolled up evenly, ensuring that the curtain is not creased. The personal protective blankets should also be inspected on a quarterly basis or after use to ensure all straps and Velcro closures operate properly. The edge seams of the blanket are not fraying, breaking or tearing. The blanket and carry bag are free from abrasion, tears, holes and lumpiness. The mounting Velcro and hardware are secure and the blanket is clean of dirt, moisture, grease or grime. To clean and maintain the personal protective blanket, it must be professionally dry cleaned. You have now come to the end of the clip on burnover safety. This is just one in a series of informative topics in the training toolbox, which I would encourage you to take a look at. And remember, a burnover is a very serious event. So if there's anything you're unsure about, you can go back and watch the clip again.